Hey everyone, what's up? Today I'm back with another series of questions from Wbjee 2017, and as I always say, let's get started without any further ado. So the question is, I1 is given as integration of 0 to n greatest integer function of x, and I2 is given as 0 to n fractional part of x where n belongs to natural numbers excluding 1. So it's asked about I1 upon I2. So let's do this. This question involves some concepts. Let me explain those first. Concepts first. Any number, for example x, is the summation of its greatest integer function and its fractional part. For example, a number 7.1, it can be written as fractional part of 7.1 plus fractional part GIF of 7.1, that is greatest integer function of 7.1, and fractional part of 7.1. So which is GIF of 7.1 is 7 plus fractional part of 7.1 is 0.1, which gives us 7.1. So this was the concept that we need to know. Now let's do the question. So it is told I1 is integration of 0 to n greatest integer function of x dx. Alright, so let's just split it. 0 to 1. In 0 to 1, greatest integer function of between 0 to 1 will be 0 dx, plus 1 to 2 it would be 1 dx. Likewise from 2 to 3 it would be 2 dx dot 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 dot, and from n minus 1 to n it would be n minus 1 times dx. Okay, this would be a 0 itself always. Now 1 dx is simply integration of dx, which is 2 minus 1, or rather 1. This is 2 times 3 minus 2. Likewise 3 times 4 minus 3 dot 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 dot, and it's n minus 1 times n minus 1. So if you are not clear with the concept of greatest integer function, let me explain a little bit. Greatest integer function of any number is, for example, take any random number 3.5. It will give me 3. We will go to the integer just near and lower to this 3.5. So for 3.5 it's 3, like for even 3.7 also it's 3, and for 0.2 it's like 0. So any number lying between 0 and 1 will have a GIF of 1, as I did in this case. Between 2 and 1, for example 1.5, it will have 1. So I have just taken 1, and here it should be 1 times 2 minus 1 for better explanation obviously, and likewise like this. Now let's do this bracket. The sum of all these brackets is always 1. Okay, so let's do this. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 until n minus 1, and here n cancel out and it's just plus 1. So summation of first n minus 1 natural numbers, right, which will give us, in place of n we will write n minus 1, in place of n minus 1 we will write n minus 1 plus 1 upon 2, which is n into n minus 1 upon 2. Okay, the concept used here is 1 plus 2 plus dot 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 until n gives us n plus 1 upon 2. This is the summation of first n natural numbers. If you don't know this concept, you can write it down somewhere, and next go and find the I2. Talk about I2. I2 is given as integration of 0 to n fractional part of x dx. Let me split this as, this is x dx minus integration of greatest integer function of x dx 0 to n. How? x is equals to x plus fractional part of x. From here we are getting, and if we like take anything like x1 plus x2 times dx, we can just simply split this as x1 dx plus x2 dx. Okay, so these are the two properties I am using. Okay, you may note this, I will be rubbing it off. Achha. This is just I1, right? We just found its value, which is n times n minus 1 upon 2. And for x, it's x square upon 2. Let me do it here. Integration of x dx 0 to n. It's x square upon 2 starting from 0 to n, or n square upon 2 minus 0, which gives us simply a n square upon 2. Okay, so here it's coming as n square upon 2. N square upon 2 minus n square upon 2 plus n by 2 gets cancelled, and my value of I2 is n by 2. Okay, now I1 upon I2 is n minus 1 upon 2 upon n by 2. Here it's n by 2 and n minus 1 upon 2. So this n by 2 and this n by 2 gets cancelled, and we are finally left with n minus 1, which is our answer for this question. I hope everyone noted down the concept somewhere if you guys were not aware of it. And let's go to the next question. Today I am having many integration questions, because the paper was filled with integration question, like not clearly integration, maybe area under the curve or di. It's integration only, properties of integration or applications of integrals. So let's go to the next question. I am firstly continuing with integration, and then I am having some questions from different topics like binomial theorem. Let's go to the next. This question: e to the power x minus greatest integer function of x dx is. We already know that x minus greatest integer function of x is simply fractional part of x. Last question we discussed that. So they have asked to integrate e to the power fractional part of x from 0 to 100. Okay, now we know there is a property for definite integral that if a function is having a period of t, then we can write this as 0 to nt as 0 to t times n. Let me rub this off. N times 0 to t fx dx, where t is the fundamental period of that function. For example, for greatest integer function of x, the period is 1. For sin x, the period is 2 pi, etc, etc, etc. For cos x, it's 2 pi, tan x, it's pi. Basically the concept of period is a, you can call it as basically a time interval also, you can call it. Maybe like for example sin x, it repeats its graph after every 2 pi, like this is the 2 pi sin x, then the graph will again repeat itself after 2 pi, this is 4 pi. So that value after after this is a period, 2 pi is a fundamental period, and after this the graph repeats itself. So the period is 2 pi, means after every 2 pi the graph will repeat itself of the function. Now coming back to the question, you may note down this concept. So one more important thing, this question was even asked in JEE Mains 2021. Okay, this question is very important for JEE Mains as well. Actually the concepts I am discussing is equally important for any competitive exams where class 11th or 12th maths would be questioned. So getting back to the question, now we can see it's fractional part of x, and we know that the period is 1. So can we say it is written like this, 0 to 100 into 1 times e to the power fractional part of x dx. Now comparing with this, 1 is the period, fundamental period of e to the power fractional part of x, and x is 100 is this n. So we will, this 100 will come down here, 100 times 0 to 1 times e to the power x, as the as soon as we take this 100 down, we can just write this as e to the power x from the interval of 0 to 1, as far as the property of the definite integral suggests us, dx. So 100 times e to the power x is having integration as e to the power x itself from 0 to 1, so it would be 100 times e minus 1, and this is our final answer. Note down the concepts, you may take a screenshot, and let's go to the next question. Coming back with this question, it is told x square minus 1 upon x to the power 4 plus 3x square plus 1 dx. This is also a question from integration itself. Now this we can see it is a quadratic upon biquadratic. So the concept used here is, we just need to take a x square out from this denominator and divide it with the numerator. Okay, basically x square as common from denominator and divide numerator. Okay, let's do it. And this is the last question of the integration. I have taken so many integration questions because many of us just hate this topic of integration, because sometimes it gets complicated to integrate, but if we have a good practice, we can just crack these questions very easily. So x square minus 1 upon, if we take x square common, we are left with x square plus 3 plus 1 upon x square. Let's divide this. X square upon x square is 1 minus 1 upon x square dx, and can I just rearrange this one as x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2 plus 1, or we can simply write this portion as 1 plus 1 upon x plus 1 upon x whole square. So I am rewriting this as x plus 1 upon x whole square. Now just take x plus 1 upon x as some t. Differentiating 1 plus 1 minus 1 upon x square. If we differentiate 1 plus 1 by x, if we just differentiate 1 by x, it gives us minus 1 upon x square, x to the power minus 1. If we just differentiate this stuff, it would be minus 1 times x to the power minus 1 or minus 1 upon x square. Okay, so dx is equals to dt. This is already ready in our numerator. Substituting dt upon, this is our t square plus 1. Now what is dt about t square plus 1's integration? We all know that integration of dx upon x square plus a square is 1 upon a tan inverse x by a plus c. Okay, so here we will also do it. Here a is 1, so 1 upon 1 is simply a 1, so it's tan inverse of t plus the constant c, or tan inverse, substitute the t, x plus 1 by x, or x square plus 1 upon x plus c, and this is our answer. So we are finally done with the integration questions for the day, and let's see what's there in the next question. Coming back to this question, if you guys have already seen my previous videos, you know very well that I'm not gonna solve this with the usual method. I need to save my time in my examination, so what should I do, or what should rather you do, just to make this very easy? Assume a value of n. The question is 1 plus I to the power n upon 1 minus I to the power n minus 1. Take a simple value of n. There was no constraint of taking n. Take n as 1. 1 plus I to the power 1 upon 1 minus I to the power 1 minus 2, which is nothing but minus 1. Here it's minus 1. So 1 plus I, taking this up, 1 minus I, or 1 minus I square. We know I is under root minus 1, so I square is minus 1. So 1 minus of minus 1 gives us a 2. Check for the options. Answer is 2. Here it's given 1. We can't take this. I plus I to the power n plus 1, I to the power n plus 1, I to the power n plus 1. Let's first calculate I to the power n plus 1. I to the power n plus 1 is nothing but I to the power n plus 1 plus 1, which is I square, which is a minus 1. So here we are getting minus of minus 1 plus 1, minus 1, minus 2 times minus 1, which is a 2. Answer is 2. C option is the correct answer. I have taken a minute or so to explain this all stuff, but if you are in the exam hall following this strategy, 10 seconds, this question sorted. Let's go to the next question. Now coming to this question, this is a chunk, so I have written this question over here so that I can utilize the maximum space for writing. 1 plus x square upon 9 is equals to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square dot till a18 x to the power 18. And there are given some options that a0 plus a2 dot till a18 is equals to a1 plus a3. Basically sum of even coefficients is equals to sum of odd coefficients. Sum of even coefficients is even, sum of even coefficients is divisible by 9, and sum of even coefficients again is divisible by 3 and not by 9. This is a question from binomial theorem, and what most of us will confuse it with multinomial theorem. Multinomial theorem is clearly not in our syllabus, not even in JEE, but like it's just an extra grip which we can just get. If we don't know multinomial theorem, it's fine. Okay, now let's do this. Now here it's told like a0 plus a2. Somehow we have to remove this a1, a3, basically the odd terms. So let me do something. Here it is 1 plus x square to the power 9 is equals to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square blah 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 till a18 x to the power 18. Okay, now take this as equation number 1. Can I just what will happen if I replace this x with minus x? Let's do this. It would be, I am replacing x with minus x. 1 minus x plus x square, because minus x square minus x whole square is also x square, so doesn't matter. a0 minus a1x plus a2x square minus a3x cube dot. Let me call this as 2. If we add 1 plus 2, what will happen? 1 plus x square to the power 9 plus 1 minus x plus x square to the power 9 is equals to, just see, plus minus plus a1x minus a1x. So the odd terms consecutively will get cancelled, like a1x, a3x cube, a5x to the power 5 till a17x to the power 17. It would get cancelled and we will be left with 2 times of, because a0 is coming twice, a2 is coming twice, so 2 times of a naught plus a2 x square plus a4 x to the power 4 dot dot dot. Now let's put x equals to 1. We will get, on putting x equals to 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3 to the power 9, plus 1 minus 1 is 0 and 1 to the power 9 is 1, upon 2 is, let me call this chunk as, no, let's do a is naught plus a2 times x, or 1, a4 times x is 1, so it would be a naught plus a2 plus a4 dot 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 dot, dot till 18. Now 3 to the power anything will give us a odd number, like 3 square is 9, 3 cube is 27, 3 to the power 4 is 81. Likewise, we will only get odd numbers. If we are multiplying two odd numbers, we are always getting an odd number. So 3 to the power anything, be it a square or odd number, here it's given 9, it would be odd number. Even if it would have been 3 to the power 8, it would have been an odd number. So odd number plus 1 gives us an even number upon 2, and even by even is always even. So yeah, this expression is even, a naught plus a2 plus a4 dot 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 is even, and yeah, this is the answer, B. We can just see this from here itself. We don't need to check other options because this is a single correct question of plus 2 marks. So maybe plus 1, I don't remember this. So we don't need to check for other options. Also, this is not divisible by 9. This is, if the just logic, according to the logic, like if we go by the logic, it's divisible, it's a even number. Even number can neither be divisible by 9 nor can it be divisible by 3, right? And let's also check for this case what is a1, whether it's equal or not. Just checking, but we know that this is the answer as it is a single correct question. Instead of adding, let's subtract 1 from let's subtract 2 from 1. We will get 1 plus x square to the power 9 minus 1 plus 1 minus x plus x square whole to the power 9 is equals to a naught and a naught gets cancelled, and a1x minus of minus a1x, which will give us twice a1x. So we will take that 2 common and we will write twice a1x plus a3x cube. Okay, take x equals to 1. Substitute 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 to the power 9 minus 1 minus 1 is a 0 and 1, that is 1, upon 2 is a1x plus a3x cube dot dot dot, and we have seen a naught plus a2 plus dot 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 was 3 to the power 9 plus 1 upon 2, and this 3 to the power 9 minus 1 upon 2. These are the values and these two are completely different values, so this is also a wrong answer. So note this down somewhere and let's go to the next question. Coming to this question, x square plus x plus 1 equals to 0 are having two roots, alpha and beta, and it's asked about alpha to the power n and beta to the power n, where n belongs to natural number. Okay, now this is a question of concept plus trick. So n belongs to natural number, we will take n equals to 1 first and we will solve for alpha plus beta. Okay, now the concept which you guys need to know, this is not a concept, this is just a result, and if you remember this result, and this equation is very common in any exam, so it would be helpful for all of you. It's x square plus x plus 1 equals to 0 and x square minus x plus 1 equals to 0. This equation is having two roots, omega square, and this equation is having two roots, minus omega square, and this is the cube root of unity, everybody knows that, and from also there is a property of complex number 1 plus omega square is equals to 0, or we can write 1 plus omega to the power n plus omega to the power 2n as 0. Put n equals to 1 and just check. It's just this one only. This is the concept. And another is omega to the power 3n is equals to 1, or omega cube is equals to 1. Concept we will be using for this question. Now just look, this question will be done in seconds. X square plus 1 plus x square plus x plus 1 equals to 0. Alpha and beta are the roots. Assuming alpha as omega, beta as some omega square. Asked for alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is omega plus omega square. Adding 1, subtracting 1. This chunk is a 0. We are getting minus 1 as the answer. Check for the answers. Put n equals to 1. Cos 2 pi by 3 or cos 120? What is cos 2 pi by 3? Cos 2 pi by 3. It's cos pi by 2 plus pi by 6, or it's minus sin pi by 6, or it's minus half, and here it's given 2 times. So 2 i's, and here also it's 2 i's. So we are getting a minus 1 over here. So first option is the answer. Single correct question, no other options can be correct. So this is the answer. I hope everybody got this concept, and let's go to the next question. Coming to the last question of the day. A question from Conic section. Today we have like covered integration, some parts of algebra, trigo, and now it's the time of for conics, and it's an easy question if you know the graph. So I am repeating it in every episode of mine that learning graph, like becoming just pro with graphs, is like a mandate for yourself, because in any exam graph can save a hell lot of time. Now let's go to this question. The question says, find the focus of the conic x square plus minus 6x plus 4y plus 1 equals to 0. X square, and yeah, you guys can easily understand that this is a parabola, x square and y. Now let's do little manipulations. X square minus 6x plus 4y plus 1 is a 0. Now x square minus 6x, right, or 2 into 3 times x. So if we can bring x square minus 6x plus 9, and for this for plus 9 we have to also do minus 9. So we are doing it over here in the right side. We are not writing the minus, we are just simply writing 9. And for 4y we are writing it as 4y plus 1. Now this is x minus 3 whole square. Taking this to that this to right hand side, this will be 9 minus 1, that is it's 8, and this is minus 4y plus 8. Okay, so minus 4 as common, y minus 2, or x minus 3 whole square. We can easily understand that this is the opening downward parabola, something like its vertex is at 3, 2. So 3 is here, like 1, 2, 3. 3 is somewhere here, and 2, 1, 2. It's somewhere here. The point is here, and yeah, the parabola is somewhere like this. It is called, we have to find the focus, right? So focus is at a distance A. This is 2, and here A is 4A is equals to 4. Comparing with x square equals to minus 4ay, we are getting 4a as 4 or a as 1, and we know the distance between vertex and focus is just a. So the focus will be on this line itself, so no change in x coordinate or the abscissa. So axis 3 remains constant, and if we go down by a, which is 1, we are getting 1. So this is x equals to 3, so this is 3 comma 1. Answer is 3 comma 1. I hope you all understood this question and also understood how significant it is to have basic idea of graphs. Now we have covered in this entire series, we have covered questions from 2020, 2019, 2018, and this is a fourth video of 2017 questions. Now all the playlist, I have created a playlist for this trick, which is the link to which is given in the description box of this video. Also, I have created a Telegram group where we can just discuss our doubts, or where we can just like I may take some questions, or I may ask for some suggestions for my upcoming videos. So please join the Telegram group, and if you like the content of this entire video, you can hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's it from me today. I will be meeting you all in the next session, and until then, bye.